What up? This is Robert Horry.
Or three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
All right, here we go. Let's call it episode 248 of the nonsense we call the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brendan Harper, I'm Rob Jenners. That's seven-time NBA champion. Throwing elbows. Rob Horry. You want to start with the fight from the other night?
Might as well.
Dude, I mean, there's so much to do. I mean, we had quite a post-credit scene on last week's show. I think I hit stop and save. And before I even hit post, James Harden had been traded. The Garland Harlan thing. So we had just talked about what if we thought it was going to happen, and it happened as we hit post. So we'll get to all. There's a lot of NBA trade deadline aftermath I want to kind of pick your brain about. I want to ask you a little bit about what's going on in Utah, because that's been all over the place the last couple days. Just the Jazz tanking terribly after going out and getting Jaren Jackson Jr. We got All-Star Weekend. We got Super Bowl stuff. We got a lot of stuff to do today. I just wanted to start with the brawl because I think it's been a minute since we've seen a really good NBA brawl, and that was as far as NBA brawls go, that was a good one.
Yes,
that was a really good one. Let me just play the audio real quick from the fight, and we'll talk a little bit about how it went down.
Clearly, fouling is not a problem for a good defensive team, and Duran is fouled. And oh my goodness! Oh. And Moose is upset. Musa's really upset. I have never seen Musa Diabate like this. Oh my goodness, now Miles and Duran and Beef Stew. This is out of control.
Oh wow. Beef Stew's on the bench.
Isaiah Stewart's out of the, he'll be suspended for a while. He was on the bench and he came out just to draw a fight.
My favorite was people throwing the Stone Cold Steve Austin music under Isaiah Stewart coming off the bench. Just the glass shatter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Stone Cold! Because he came out of nowhere at the end of that fight. So, it was Duran and Diabate that were just getting into it. And then the pushing started, and then everybody kind of got into it. And then here comes Stew off the bench, which I was like, I haven't heard. I should have looked. Did he get suspended any more than the game? Because I think everybody got a game.
Well, Isaiah Stewart got 7.
He got 7 for that. Okay.
What's his name? Somebody got 4.
Bridges
probably got 4 because he wasn't. I don't think he was involved in the play.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of pushed the fight on a little bit longer.
Well, that's why Isaiah I think got 7 because he came off the bench.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He was out of the game. He was on the bench in his warm-ups and came in flying. There's a fight. He's like, I'm gonna be involved in this fight. That is happening. But yeah, no, dude, I don't know, man. Like I don't mind. I guess my thing is I don't mind an NBA fight. I really don't. Like it doesn't bother me. Like most people were like, that's just craziness. That should never happen in an NBA game. But yes, but I mean, these guys are playing hard. They're playing physical. They're pushing around a lot. I mean, dude, it's gonna happen every now and then. Tempers are gonna boil over. But that was a good fight. That was, as far as good fights go, that was a good fight. I mean, punches were thrown. It's not often you see just a lot of shoving and shit talking, but no, punches were thrown.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's amazing when you think about the NBA back before I joined the league. There was a fight almost every game. And when David Stern was like, okay, we need to have better image to clean it up, he started, fights back then I think were like $50. And you throw a punch, it's $50. You could slap a dude and not even get suspended for a game.
Oh, damn.
It was all about if you had a closed fist, But this fight was a little crazy. We hadn't had one because if you think about it, there's so many friends. Everybody's friends. Everybody knows each other. So much. You think about, this is the one thing that I've never been a fan of. At the end of the game, everybody's meets at half court. They shaking hands. They cover their mouth like they talking about top government secrets and shit. I'm like, dude, shake hands and go about your business, man. And that to me just shows you this fight was like, okay, we don't like you. We're gonna try to, think about the Hornets. They're trending in the right way.
They are. We talked about it last week. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Detroit. This is one thing. That's probably a flaw in the Detroit game. They can be taken off their path by, a little, I ain't saying this fight, but, they can do stuff to them to irritate them. And next thing they get into the fight. and it can cost them. So, but I hate that the fight happened, but I'm like you, Rob. I don't mind that it happened because it goes to show you that guys are competing, and it's a physical game, and sometimes tempers will flare.
Nah, that was. I always said, man, if there's one team that's going to always find a way to get into something.
Oh, it's the Pistons,
It's
man.
the Pistons. I mean, it's the – ironically, when you look at their history, it's like this team is going back to its 90s days where Bill Laimbeer, Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, and those guys, the bad boy Pistons, they weren't scared to get physical with you. Like I said, we always talk about what they did to Mike and what they made Mike do to become Mike. And I think when you look at this team now, I'm not comparing them to the bad boy Pistons because that team won 2 titles. But when you start looking at just how they fit the ruggedness of the city of Detroit, it fits. It fits.
And they're not afraid to play that way.
They're not.
They will play. We've talked about it before on the show. They'll play physical basketball and they don't care.
Yeah.
They are not afraid to foul. They are not afraid to hit. They'll do what they got to do to try and, which I think is great because it's like, to your point, it reminds me of the bad boy Pistons. It's got that like flair of Rob of your days in the league, like you were just talking about, like where it was like, you can slap a guy as long as your fist's not closed. Like I like that. Give me that. Like that's the NBA, but that's the NBA we grew up with. So it's like, it's the NBA you played in. So we're used to, like, we don't mind it so much. So it didn't upset me that I hate I'm with you though. I hate the fight happened. But I'm all in for a good NBA fight every now and then. Now, Isaiah Stewart coming off the bench, though, that's bullshit. You can't do that. Like, let the guys on the court settle on if you were involved in the play and they want Duren and Diabate, if they want to shove and kick and push, and then, okay, fine. Yeah. But coming off the bench like that, bro, like, that's bad. That's a bad look.
Now, when you don't have that under control, that's the one thing about the Pistons, and you kind of fear that because some of these guys have short fuses, you wonder if this is going to be another Draymond Green situation in the finals where he gets suspended a couple of games and it could cost you a game or two because guys couldn't keep their tempers, at bay. So it's one thing to be physical, is one thing to let people know you're not finna mess with us at any point in time. But when you're not able to control that, you're not able to harness that can lead to you really slipping up and missing up on some opportunities later in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I get chippy. I like it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, get chippy.
Get chippy.
But,
I like it.
One thing about it, when people like Diabate was like, somebody was asking, why did he go so crazy? I said, the worst thing you can do to a man is mush him in the face.
Oh, yeah. Because he
like when you mush a man,
hit him in his face, like, got right in his face. Yeah.
You'd be better off to punch me than to mush me. That's just like disrespectful. Like, mush me in my face like I'm a child.
The disrespectful full face mush. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Anyway, so that was one of the biggest stories of the week. But I do want to go back quickly before we get too far into some other stuff that's going on and kind of just recap some of the trade deadline stuff because it all went down after we taped last week's show. Obviously, the big piece was Giannis not doing anything, which this is my only thought on the Giannis thing. He got online that night, I think, Wednesday or something, I don't know. Whatever day they said, we're not moving him. And he posted the Wolf of Wall Street, the clip, I'm not leaving. I'm effing staying. I'm not leaving. He plays it. Post that like a week earlier. You know what I mean? Like, why are you waiting until the organization says we're not moving you to post that? If you don't want to go anywhere, make that clear up front. But he just let the rumors run, man. He just let the rumor mill run wild. And everybody took the bait on it, and everybody talked about it, and then nothing happened. So I'm just like, dude, if you're going to say you're not leaving, put that shit up at the start of the deadline.
At this point, I don't know what Giannis wants to do.
No, I don't think Giannis knows what he wants to do.
At this point, I want to win. I want to go somewhere.
I'll tell you what, I don't know if either of you guys agree with me, Rob. I don't know if you agree with me. I don't think he's a Buck next year.
I don't think he's a Buck next year either. I think that because they have more time to figure out stuff.
Right.
They're going to put some pieces together. They're going to get some better options. And I think, especially with this draft coming up.
You got a loaded draft.
Yeah, you got a loaded draft. So you're gonna sit back and say, what can I do? Am I going to trade him to this guy who's going to get a top 3 pick? So I think he's gone. Just because I think as the organization, they need a fresh start. And, they, sometimes you need to part ways because Giannis got about 3-4 more years left. He's breaking down a lot, and so it's just too much drama coming behind that situation.
Aren't they?
And plus, you think about it, that's going gonna free up like 3 spots because he's gonna take his 2 brothers with him too. So they got moves.
You got
to make.
roster flexibility there. Is he shut down for the rest of the season, or is he? I don't know where we stand.
I don't think it's for the rest of the season.
Okay, because I remember he was out, and then there was stuff flying around like that Milwaukee was going to shut him down for the rest of the year, just because they're trying to shelf him and make sure he's healthy, and I'm like, I don't know. So maybe he's not shut down for the rest of the season, but he's not back yet. The post credit scene was the Harden trade, Harden for Garland. Clippers got traded 11-time All-Star James Harden to the Cavs for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. Effectively, Harden had veto power almost any trade because of the way his contract is in. So obviously this is a very win-now situation for the Cavs, who are improving, playing a little bit better, starting to figure it out. And, for Darius Garland, he goes to the Clippers, and he joins that roster in L.A. Who did you think got the better end of that deal, or do you think it was a pretty even swap?
I think it's pretty even, to be honest with you. It's because the problem is you don't know what's going to happen to the Clippers because there's a lot of rumors floating around that the hammer's about to come down.
Well, it's back in the news today now.
Yeah,
it's back.
Yeah.
There's another Pablo Torre episode today about all the stuff that went down years leading up to the Clippers thing and the Kawhi stuff. I'm not going to get into it all, but if you want to watch it, go watch Pablo's video. I haven't watched all of it, but it's pretty damning stuff.
And I think with the injuries, the one thing we don't talk about with James Harden, he's been pretty injury-free. He just hadn't shown up in the playoffs sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's
but think about it. Now he doesn't have to be the man in the playoffs. You got 3 guys over there when it comes to Cleveland that can, give you a little leeway. You're not depending on, because Kawhi's going to be in there, being out. So I think Cleveland knows that this is the best opportunity with the Celtics not having JT back. I know the rumors of him coming back because the East is kind of wide open. Cleveland right now could be back in that second spot. They're only like a game, half a game out, a game and a half out, something. So I think it's a great move for somebody like Garland who's been, out with injuries. Because I'm gonna lean more towards the Cleveland getting the better end of this trade, but in the long run, I think it's the Clippers.
You're right. Right now, the Cavs are only a game and a half out of spot 2. Celtics are at 2, 34-19. Knicks right behind them, 34-20. Cavs are 4, 33-21.
Yeah.
A game and a half out.
Yeah, right now it's the Cleveland. But I think we say that with knowing that Cleveland thinks that they only have a small window to make some shake. Long term, Clippers, because at some point in time, you don't know what's going to happen with Kawhi, just from playing and then whatever else comes out about all this other type of stuff. So eventually at some point in time, Kawhi comes off the books in one way or another, unless they still going to pay him on the table. But
that's somebody else's problem.
Right. But I think long term, the Clippers are going to start over. They're gonna get a lot younger. They're gonna start over, kind of revamp this thing. I think with Cleveland, you make this push. I think you said they're 4th?
Yeah, right now they're 4th.
Yeah.
But a game and a half out of the 2 spot.
Yeah. If James Harden can become the thing that he's been trying to become his entire career, then maybe they can really make some noise and make a deep playoff run. We'll see. But like you said, James Harden ain't had a whole lot of success playoff-wise really since he left the Thunder, as far as especially getting back to the finals, because he's choked in some of these finals, in some of these moments throughout his career. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think Cleveland got the better end of the deal for right now.
Yeah. But, and also I think Cleveland might be a good spot for James in the sense that there is no off-court distractions.
Oh,
I know there's some, but it's not as many.
Not a lot. Yeah.
Not as many as it's not as many as in Houston. It's not as many as in L.A. Yeah. It's not as many in New York.
I think we oversell that.
Yeah.
Because these guys got money. If they want distractions, they can go find them.
They'll make
they got money. He got plenty of money to where I don't care if this man was in Green Bay. He can fly whatever he wants into Green Bay.
He'll open a club. What are you talking about?
They got as a city.
I'm trying to think positive, man. I'm trying to think positive.
These dudes got too much money that if they want to go find something to get into, they'll find something to get into. They'll fly it in. Mm-hmm. Just what it is.
Yeah, it is. I do like it. I'm with you though. I do like it short term for Cleveland. I'm interested to see what Cleveland does this season. Really, that window is going to be real small, I think, for the Cavs, though.
We all know what's going to happen this summer.
What's going to happen this summer?
LeBron James is going back to Cleveland.
Is that what you think?
That's what I think. I just think that, next year, after watching him play the other night against OKC and just seeing how tired he was, man.
Yeah.
I just think it's wearing on him. If you had the beginning of the season where you're playing good, and all of a sudden it's the middle of the season that jumps on you. And if you can make it through this and then get out the All-Star break, and I want to see his body language out the All-Star break when you get right before the playoff stuff, if he has that energy that he usually has. And if not, I think he's just going to go to Cleveland and ride it out, do the victory lap, and say, yo, Cleveland, I'm home.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much done in L.A. We heard – what was he saying the other night?
He has even an option or something next year?
Well,
No, he's not. That's it?
Yeah.
He was
saying that we're not a championship team.
I think that was that game. OKC.
Yeah, it was there for the OKC game. Yeah, he's like, well, what do you want me to say? They're a championship team. We're not yet.
Yeah,
yeah. So
I think he's done.
And plus, I think new ownership is going to try to put their stamp on the organization. It's like, okay, out with the old, in with the new, and that's no disrespect to LeBron James. I said sometimes you need to, even though he's a greats do move on. And you move on from greats. So I think this is going to be
Tom Brady only did, a year in Tampa Bay?
No, he did a couple.
Did he two? Okay. But, at the end of the second season, that's right, because the second season was not good. The first season, they won the Super Bowl. Second season, they didn't. So it's like you just hit that age where, dude, just get, like what we said a million times, Father Time's undefeated. Yeah. It's just going to catch up with you, man.
But if you really think about it, he's defeated Father Time.
Very much so. For NBA time.
Smacked him around, but Father Time is about to get up off the mattress and say, off the canvas and get up
Play
and
that
say,
Stone Cold entrance music. Here comes Father Time, yeah.
And when we talk about out with the old, in with the new, that also goes for Rob Pelinka. I think he's very much on the clock when it comes to, hey, your time is kind of come and gone as the Lakers GM. I think when you start talking about new management wanting to put their stamp on things, I think when you have new ownership, they want to get their people in. They want things done a certain type of way. I think Rob Pelinka's on the clock. Because I don't think the Lakers – I don't know how strong the Lakers finish out this season, and I think they're sitting in, the 5 spot?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe the 6? Let me look it up. Hang on.
We'll see.
I got it on my paper somewhere.
We'll see. I just don't know. If they make a strong run, he'll be able to save his job for at least another season.
Yeah, they're fifth seed, but technically 6th seed because Minnesota has more wins.
Has more wins and one more loss. Yeah, so it's a 5-6 type thing.
Let them fall into the play-in, and then them get bounced. He getting bounced too.
What does that mean for JJ?
I think JJ.
Bye.
You think they get rid of JJ?
Bye and JJ.
Because I think so. Because I think ownership is going to want to come in and bring their own everything. Unless JJ does something phenomenal and gets to the Western Conference Final, that's the only way I see him sticking around. Because I think you have to bring in someone that isn't trying to be a friend and a coach. I think you need to come in and be a coach and a mentor, not a friend. And they need to, because I think someone like Luka needs strong love. Because Luka has a tendency to do his own thing, and you can't just do your own thing. I know it's been successful for you, but you hadn't won anything. And I think that's going to be the key.
Kuminga to the Hawks. That was an interesting move.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of Hawks traded Kristaps Porzingis. We knew that was going to happen. Golden State Warriors, they got Kuminga and Buddy Hield. Now, how that plays out long term, we don't know. I think, isn't Kuminga, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent or he's a restricted free agent? Long-term road there, he's already out with a bone bruise. He's going to be reevaluated after the All-Star break, so it ain't like he's making a splash quite yet. But Hield and Kuminga's, I think that's a pretty good yield for Atlanta, considering you were just moving Kristaps Porzingis' contract. Not a bad get, but I'm surprised that both of those guys were out of Golden State. I think obviously we knew Kuminga was, but I was kind of surprised by the Buddy Hield part of it.
Well, obviously, we know the relationship between Kuminga and the Warriors has been done for a long time. The thing about Kuminga is, as athletically gifted as he is, he's not a good shooter. Now, granted, he's only 23, but he's not a good shooter. he's not really a good defender. He can get to the basket, but because he hadn't played consistently in a while, you really don't know what you're getting. Now, like I said, the upside is that he's 23 years old, and so his timeline does fit the timeline of this Hawks team. And, you know, I do think the Hawks are one of the most athletically gifted teams in all of basketball. Buddy Hield is we know that he's a knockdown shooter, but he's been streaky at times. He is one of the best catch and shoot guys in basketball, but he's been a little streaky as well. And I think this is the last year on his contract. So, you know, who knows? I'm not too sure. I'm not sure how this Kuminga thing is going to look or how this is going to work out or what the Hawks want to do with him long term. Mm-hmm. But I think they do have an out like this summer of some sort. If they look at this, he comes back and play and they feel as though, it's not going to work, they can figure out what they want to do with him. But I got to see him on the floor. I got to.
I think also you think about this is just a movement. You know, everybody right now is probably preparing for the sweepstakes that's going to happen this summer. And that sweepstakes being Giannis. And, you know, it was some rumors about him trying to go to the Hawks. So who knows? This could be the possession the where they can say, okay, this is what we're going to position ourselves to do. We're going to get these two guys, get that off our books. Look, we got this roster spot open. Because it's just one of those things that I think everybody's saying, you know, if you're not New York, OKC, you know, Denver, or whoever the top 4 teams, everybody's in the Giannis sweepstakes right now, trying to move money around and try to get ready for that. So I think that's kind of a movement that the Hawks, because who knows? Let's throw the pitch out there and see if it works.
I don't think the Hawks have enough now. I think if you were going to make that trade, Trae Young is a piece that you use to go get somebody like Giannis. I just don't know what is appealing enough to Milwaukee to have them trade Giannis to Atlanta and what they'll get back. Now, they have that New Orleans pick, which could be a top 3, but that's not enough.
You never know.
Maybe.
You keep your fingers crossed and hope and pray.
But if you're giving Milwaukee more time, you're talking about the summer, you're giving them a lot more time, which means they probably think, the more time that we have, the more we think we can get. More time we give other teams to kind of put some packages together and us to evaluate these packages to see which one is the best for us moving forward. I just don't, at this moment, I don't know if the Hawks have enough to be able to go get Giannis for, another 3 seasons maybe?
Plus, I think, too, that I think people are waiting to see how the draft shakes out.
Yeah.
Because I think you've got your top maybe like 4 or 5 picks in the draft are difference makers guys. Yeah. Like any of those guys. So depending upon where you fall in, and I want to talk about the Jazz in a little bit here too. When we talk about what's going on there, I feel like if you get set up to get a top draft pick this coming year, maybe that's also what you're holding on for. Maybe you can either move that pick or you can stack that pick and make that part of a deal. I don't know, but I would like to see Kuminga have a shot in Atlanta. I think Atlanta's a young, athletic team, like you said, Harp, and I wouldn't mind seeing him get some tread here. Whether or not that happens long term, I mean, who the hell knows? I was very surprised by the Anthony Davis move. AD to the Wizards, did not see that happening. He went to the Wizards with Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum for Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malake Brannan, Marvin Bagley III, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-rounders. So the Mavericks, now when you really look back at this, by the way, AD's out for the remainder of the season, too.
Of course,
so there's no value in this in the immediate. When you look back at the way this shook out, though, the Luka AD trade, now that the Mavs have moved on from him, they got like nothing for one of their all-time greats. They got nothing, just jack, and it's so sad. Like, it's a bad look on Nico. Not that it wasn't a bad look to begin with, but I mean,
well, Nico didn't do this trade, so it's
no,
not really
I know.
a bad
But
look
when you look at the way it ended shaking out, I mean, they ended up essentially trading a generational superstar for 1 rotation player in Max Christie, 2 bad first-round picks, and 1 yet to be unknown first-round pick from the Lakers in 2029. That's basically what you got. And it's just for Luka Doncic to get that haul. I don't know. And a quick note on the Wizards before we get into what we think this shakes out for them. 36 losses already, so they're not going to win 50 games. That makes 47 straight years.
Yeah.
That the Wizards have not won 50 games. In 1979, they won 54, and they lost in the NBA Finals. They flirted with it in 2016, 2017 with Bradley Beal and John Wall. They won 49. Before that, there was the Gilbert Arenas era. They won 45 in 04 and 05. But they have not cracked the 50-win club in 47 years. So, I don't know. What do you think this means for Washington now? You got Alex Sarr, you got Trae Young, you got Anthony Davis. It's not necessarily a young core. It's maybe something that puts a few butts in some seats if everybody's healthy and playing well. And I think if maybe that's their goal is next year, hey, we can maybe sell some tickets, get some butts in the arena. But I don't know, Rob, do you think it does anything for the overall product?
Man, to be honest with you, it moves you in a position to maybe do the play-in, but it's all depending on AD's health, which is what we talk about each and every year a season starts. And it's something that comes up. And if think about it, it was his eye at the beginning of the season, now it's his thumb. I'm like, come on, man. So, but if you really think about it, if this team is healthy, and that's a big if.
Well, that's a huge if.
They could make some damage because Trae and AD together. Think about it.
Yeah.
Trae.
All right, hold on.
Assist AD.
Yes.
AD can make up for Trae's mistakes defensively by erasing them. Yeah.
Okay.
But if was a fifth.
I know, and I'm exactly right. But also, you're talking about if Trae and AD are Trae and AD from, I don't know, 5 seasons ago, 4 seasons ago. Okay.
Hey, you gotta keep hope alive.
Yeah,
man.
but I mean, like this version of those, this version of those two guys, I think, is drastically different than the. And I'm not saying Trae's beyond his peak, but there were peak moments with those guys that I don't think that either of them are there yet. Now, I could be completely wrong. They could come out next season and start blowing the doors off people. I like the concept. You're right. I like the idea of a healthy Trae Young and a healthy Anthony Davis on the floor together. I like that a lot. I mean, when you talk about big ifs, it's like, those giant letters they put out in front of the arenas. I mean, that's your giant I, your giant F. That's a big old fat if.
You got to think about this is the Wizards we're talking about, so they got to have something.
Well, and that's why I said if anything, maybe it puts some butts in seats.
Yeah.
Oh, it for sure put butts in seats. The problem is you're getting an Anthony Davis, boy. It's just
you don't know what you get from him anymore, and I love him when he's healthy. I love Anthony Davis's game is so good when he's healthy, but what are you even like? What's the expectation anymore?
You really can't have too many expectations. Now, I see the vision. Obviously, him and Trae, pick and pop, alleys, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Having a versatile big man like that is something that Trae has really never had. And there was a point in time that people talked about AD coming to Atlanta. So Trae Young actually now gets to play with AD at some point in time, not this season, but next season. I just don't know. Every year it's the same thing with AD. You got to go into this knowing that he going to miss at the least, and I do mean at the least 20 games, 25. Somewhere in there. Anywhere between 20 and 30 games, he's going to miss
That's
it.
even a conservative guess.
It was 20, then it was 25, then it was 30.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I kept going,
47.
the reason why I kept going up, it just depends on what the injury is.
Paper cut, 6 weeks. It's always something with him, man. That's just it. It's
45, 57.
He's gonna play 20 games next year. I don't know, man. I mean, look, good for Washington for trying to do something to try and make a splash. I mean, they've been a very bad team for a very long time, and if nothing else, maybe you get some butts in seats.
Here's the funny thing about that. Him, Anthony Davis, nor Alex Sarr want to be a center.
Well, one of them's going to have to be.
And I don't know how that works
Rochambeau,
out.
baby. Rock, paper, scissors. I don't care what it is. Anthony Davis is going to hurt himself in rock, paper, scissors and miss 3 weeks.
That's what I do know. Neither one of them want to play the 5. So do with that what you will and figure that out.
That's still always a head scratch to me because this is positionless basketball now. There's nobody going to the block, having to guard a Shaq.
Right.
Have to guard, think about it. Look, guys really post up on a constant basis. Embiid don't even post up no more.
No, not really. No.
He was like one of the last ones to do it. So
and Jokic
what's the
doesn't.
difference? And you switch everything any freaking way.
Everybody's a switch. So get on board, man. Find a freaking program that works. Get on board. Speaking of bigs, I'm going to mention this quick before we get to Utah. Vucevic to Boston.
I like that trade.
I like that a lot, actually. They got him from the Bulls, and they got him for Anthony Simmons and a second-round pick to Chicago. Yeah. So I like the move for Boston a lot. I don't necessarily like it for Chicago, but Chicago's been looking to unload pieces for a long time now and try and figure some stuff out there. But for the Celtics, in the spot that they're in right now, because they're back and forth on the 2 and 3 seed in the East and outperforming maybe what I think a lot of people thought they would do without JT, and I like that move a lot for Boston. Rob, you like it too?
I like it a lot. I've always been a big fan of his. When he was in Orlando killing everybody, I thought he was like a piece that a lot of teams were sleeping on, but he got into that mode almost like a Brook Lopez where, okay, now I just got to shoot threes. And he kind of lost his aggression, but that's perfect for Boston Celtics because now you think about how successful it was with, I was about to say Tito Horford, but Al Horford. He's kind of replacing Al Horford. I don't think he is as good a defender as Al Horford, but that's the mode. And that's, you think about systems, and that's a piece that's been missing in Al Horford. Now you bring this guy in, you can replace him. So I like that move for the Celtics.
Cool. And then the one that Harp came in, it was the second post-credit scene. This was the one at the very end of the movie after the credits have rolled and everything that you're like, is there another one? Was Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Jazz. I think that was the other one that Harp came in and was like, Jaren Jackson Jr. just got traded to Utah.
Yep.
Off Memphis. It was an 8-player trade. Memphis receives 3 first-round draft picks along with rookie guard Walter Clayton Jr. and forwards Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, and George Niang. The Jazz also acquired center Jock Landale and guards John Konkar, I think is how you say his name, and Vince Williams Jr. in the deal. 2 days before the deadline, so that happened late Tuesday afternoon after we posted the show. Not terribly surprised that Memphis moved Jaren. A little bit thrown by the fact that the Jazz, after making a move like that, have decided, cool, everyone sits in the fourth quarter. Lauri Markkanen, you can take a seat. Jaren Jackson Jr., you can take a seat. Ace, you can take a seat, man. Although everybody's lacing up. No, anybody worth half a shit is going to sit in the fourth quarter. Like, the Jazz have pushed all in on tank mode here. And it's a bad, bad look for the NBA right now. It's a bad look for the Jazz, who really, I feel like at this point, just don't give a shit. And are just like, no, we're going to tank as hard as we can and try and get one of those high draft picks and then go forward with the team that we've put together. But after making a splash move like that, Rob, are you at all surprised that this is the road they're going?
Who's the GM of the Jazz?
Oh, shit, if I know.
I don't know.
Ain't it Danny Ainge?
Oh,
is Danny Ainge the
F you, is it really?
Yes, I think Danny Ainge is the GM of the Jazz.
Oh, come on now.
You might be right.
Utah Jazz general manager.
I don't know. I don't watch enough Jazz to really know what they're trying to do.
Justin Zanuck is the current general manager of the Utah Jazz.
Because I was going to say
CEO of basketball operations, Danny fucking Ainge.
Yeah.
See, I know he was in that organization somewhere, and that's what he. Think about this. Go back to how he constructed the Celtics. This is the same way he constructed the Celtics. He got a bunch of good young players, and next thing you know, they were winning. And I think what he's failing to add to his little theory here is that you're in Utah, dog. There's no history there like it is in Boston. Guys are gonna hang around, stick around. Nobody want to be in Utah. You know, no. I'm not trying to get on the Vernon Maxwell train how he talks bad about Utah, but
it's
these
different.
Players nowadays,
it's
you
different.
got one guy out there that might want to be in Utah, and that guy's playing with BYU right now. And that's about it.
But I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk about this the last few days about what the hell do you do to try and curb that, though, the tanking. And I think the only viable idea that came up was Richard Jefferson kind of compared it to soccer leagues, where after you're eliminated from postseason contention, you actually get more points the more games you win after you're eliminated. So you can improve your position in the offseason by winning games after you're eliminated. That's not a terrible idea. but I don't know how you apply it to the NBA. But I like the idea of the more competitive you are after you're eliminated, the better you are, because now all that's going to happen is everyone sits, nobody plays, load management the whole squad. Anybody that you think is worth half a shit's going to get like a quarter of playing time. And they're just going to lose just to try and get a better spot. And it's really damaging to the league.
Well, hey, there's always manipulate those balls. Just look who got the first pick.
Oh, yeah.
Pause. In case Hart want to say something. Pause.
I was about to, but I let it go.
I almost wrote down manipulate those balls show title, but I'm not going to do it. I
was just about to, but
right now it's disrespectful.
I'm talking about the lottery, NBA
Yeah.
lottery, so people can talk about the NBA lottery. You think about it, who got the first pick last year? They weren't expected to get the first pick.
That was a ridiculous, with the Mavs getting Cooper.
Yeah, so it's so many ways. You think about Patrick Ewing to the Knicks.
Oh, Orlando, Shaq to Orlando.
Shaq to Orlando. Houston got Olajuwon. There's a way, man. You keep messing around and you think you're going to get the pick you're going to get. They be like, hey, think about Wemby to San Antonio.
Yeah, there's been a lot of it.
I'm not trying to start any conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying.
No, you are, and it's okay. But
hey, those balls get...
Pause.
Those balls get paused. I remember, and I don't know. I love Shaquille. I don't know how much he talks out of his ass or how much of it has actually really happened, but he swears that David Stern asked him before the draft if he wanted to play somewhere cold or somewhere hot. And his response was, I'm a tropical big man. And then he gets the pull to go to Orlando. So I don't know, and I love Shaq, but I don't know how much of that is just him talking out of his ass or how much of that actually happened. But if that is the truth, that's pretty damning. And it backs up a lot of conspiracy theories, Rob, like you said. But to see things fall the way they fall consistently, dude, I don't know, man. It's a weird look. It's a bad look, and I don't know if it's going to pay off for the Jazz. I really don't. They could do all this tanking and do all this detrimental garbage to their brand and to the league and end up with a, 6th pick or 7th pick that isn't what they wanted. And all that was for nothing. So it's like, I don't know how to curb it. And I don't know if fining is the right answer either. Because how do you
just take some of the percentages away?
Yeah, but what's the criteria for to fine somebody or penalize somebody for tanking? Is it just their guys sitting a certain amount of time? Or?
Well, no, it's like this is so obvious. Like none of your starters in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That is another percentage off. No, that's another percentage off. And next thing you know, you're going from having like a 13% chance to get that pick. It drops down to a 55% chance. There's a way. If you're trying to tank, we're going to take some of your percentages away from you getting the top pick.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to talk about All-Star Weekend at all? And I only bring it up because Shea's out with an abdominal strain in their blowout win over the Magic, so he's going to miss the game. Adam Silver named Sengun to the team to fill his spot, which I think we all said he deserved to be there, so that's a good look for them. The NBA also announced their 4 participants for the Slam Dunk Contest on All-Star Saturday night. They are Carter Bryant from the Spurs, Jackson Hayes from the Lakers, Johnson from the Heat, and Jace Richardson from the Magic. And whatever.
I got Jace Richardson winning that.
Okay. I couldn't tell you next to anything about anybody's game, probably except Jackson Hayes, and maybe a little bit about Carter Bryant. That's about it.
I just know Carter because I've been knowing Carter since he was 7 years old.
Well, there you
8
go.
Years old.
Yeah.
I don't even know who Kashad Johnson is.
From the Heat? No clue. No clue.
This is what we got to work with.
Yeah, this is where you are now. This is it. The only interesting thing so far that stuck out to me about All-Star Weekend is that Dame's back.
Yeah.
Dame's going to participate in the three-point contest, which I actually thought was cool, man, because he won them back-to-back in 2023 and 24. He is, he's working his way back from the Achilles. The three-point field is pretty good. I like it. Devin Booker, Con Knuppel, Dame, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Bobby Portis Jr., and Norman Powell. I like that field.
Really? Bobby Portis Jr. here?
Yeah. I like that field, though.
I got Con winning it all.
I would like to see Con win it.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
That mug can shoot that shit.
Dude, he shoots, man. But I like at least the field there is like, okay, that's cool. Like the field for the dunk contest is just whoever wants to do it. Who wants to do it? Nobody? Okay, cool. and you just end up with who you end up. But I like the field there. Is it any concern with you at all seeing Dame try and get back out there and do this on a recovering from the Achilles or?
No, because you said it's been 10 months out, right?
Yeah, it's like he's 10 months removed.
I'm sure he's in the gym shooting. I'm just, he just can't. I don't think he's going to be pushing off trying to sprint to the next rack. So
yeah. Okay. Good for him for getting back out there though. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Get back out there. Show us what you got. All right, let's just take a quick look at standings, and we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. And then we'll do Big Shot, and we have our game, which, by the way, is called Shootout. Shootout is back. Haven't played Shootout in a very long time. I'll remind you guys how that works in a minute. Let's go to the standings real fast. We talked a little bit about the West. Thunder still at 1. Spurs closing in there, number 2. Only a few games back, 37-16, after boat racing the shit out of the Lakers the other night. That was not a pretty game. Rockets at 3, Nuggets at 4. We talked about the Lakers falling back to 5. Minnesota's at 6. And then the Suns are hanging in there, man. Suns won 32 games already. And it is between seeds 3 and seeds 7, like a game and a half, 2 games tops. So that's going to shuffle a ton after we get back from the break. And then in the East, it's still Detroit at 1. They're up there at 39-13. The Celtics are at 2. The Knicks are at 3. Cavs, as we talked about, are at 4. The Raptors still hanging in there at 5, man. 32-22. And the Sixers at 6 right now at 30-23. And the Magic right behind them, 28-24 at the 7th spot. So,
Ketamine, though? Ketamine. That's why Paul George is suspended. Ketamine.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I didn't hear that. I did not pay attention to that. That's holy crap. Ketamine.
Yeah. But I think he was taking it for his mental.
Yeah, but that's not that's the shit that killed Matthew Perry. Mm-hmm. Like that stuff is like heavy serious. Like you can't mess around with ketamine. Mm-mm. That's dangerous. That is I did not hear that, but holy crap. Yeah. That's scary that he was doing that.
Yeah, you think the Sixers are making a little noise. Mm-hmm.
No, they're hanging in, man. Where are they? 30-23. I mean, you're talking 4 games back of the Celtics and the Knicks. You're right there. So yeah, the Sixers are doing way better than I thought they would, and the Magic are doing pretty well.
Yeah,
4 games over 500. All right, well, look, congrats to the Seahawks for stealing Drake May's soul in front of the entire country.
Who stole your soul?
Oh man, it was the Seahawks defense. They sacked that kid 6 times? I think,
6 times.
Should have been 7. I mean, they picked him off. They hurried him. They hit him. They knocked him on his ass 100 times. Like he couldn't figure anything out. Kenneth Walker, the third, wins the MVP after a huge night running the ball. Sam Darnold, dude, what can you say about the journey he's been? Was it five teams in 4 years or something? And he's
been successful though in all those teams.
Yeah, no, the Jets were bad. The Jets stay was not good for him. That was a bad stretch. Carolina, he was 8-9 as a starter. He got benched midway through his second season there. He was a backup in San Francisco. Now he is Super Bowl champs. What'd you guys do for the Super Bowl?
Well, I was in San Antonio. We had a party.
Oh yeah, okay.
With some family and friends, so it went well.
Rob, did you do anything fun? You just hang out.
I went over to Michael Bay's house to watch the game.
You went to Michael Bay's house to watch the game.
Yeah.
Director Michael Bay.
Yeah, Transformers.
Yeah, I know. We know who Michael Bay is.
Sad Boys.
I was wondering, wait a minute.
I love how you very casually threw that out and did so hesitantly. Like, you were not anxious to share that. Is there a reason why? Or you just didn't want to come off as braggadocious, or you're not supposed to say?
I'm just not going to come off as braggadocious. So, yeah.
Like he invited you?
Yeah, he invited me.
I didn't even know you were friends with Michael Bay.
I'm not. That's the shocking part.
Wait a minute. How the hell do you get invited to Michael Bay's house if you guys aren't friends?
Because he's friends with Byron Scott and his wife, Cece. And then Cece reached out to my wife, and then she was like, we didn't have any plans anyway. He says, Michael Bay said, actually, if y'all want to come over, he's a big fan of yours. I'm like, Michael Bay, bad boy, Michael Bay? I'm like, let's go. So, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to ask follow-up questions. I have to. Talk to me about Michael Bay's Super Bowl party. Like, was it a big blowout type of a thing? Was it kind of small and casual? What was going on in his house?
Casual. we were just watching, the game, just hanging out, had a little barbecue, got to see, Bumblebee. He has Bumblebee in his house.
Oh, that's dope.
And it was, it wasn't anything like, over the top.
Okay.
It was just a bunch of guys hanging out with their wives and stuff. It was very low key, very casual. It was fun. Nothing spectacular.
Talk to me about Michael Bay.
Oh, he was cool.
Is he cool?
Yeah,
I'm only asking. I'm not saying this to be disparaging. I've heard mixed reports.
Well, I think a lot of times, because I hate to say it like this, because I am who I am, he kind of opened up to me.
No, it makes sense. You're right.
Yeah, and we were having a great conversation, and I said, and he got to know me, and we were joking around. He's like when I first walked in, he was like, "Damn, you're not as skinny as you used to be."
Oh,
I'm
come
like,
on now.
This is the first thing he says to me,
Mike.
right? I said, "I am older, Mike." And so we get to a conversation. He was talking about working with athletes. He said, "It's just his words, not mine." He says, "Basketball players are arrogant. Football players are the best to work with. Baseball players are the dumbest." And so we were having this conversation. He said, "I used to play baseball." And I said, "Y'all forget what he just said, right?" Everybody like, "What?" He says, "Baseball players are the dumbest." So what sport did he play? And he fell out laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing that I came back at him like that.
Yeah.
And then I had to ask him about that, his patented shot. You know how he does that, the circle shot when around
the lens flare and the
And he said he just came up with it because he just stopped in the middle of the street and said, "I got an idea," and he came up with it. But it was cool, man, just to get to hear how he was talking about different movies, and he was talking about how him and Martin Lawrence became really good friends. And it was just a cool day for me to get to meet someone like that, because we all fans of Transformers, and I'm a huge Bad Boy fan. He got a kick out of the fact that my
Armageddon. Didn't he do Armageddon too?
He did Armageddon too.
He's done some big movies.
We talked about Michael Clark Duncan, how nice he was.
Oh, dude, one of the nicest people on the planet.
Yeah, he said that was his first movie. That was his first movie. He was so scared, so nervous to do Armageddon. And then we talked about, how my alias on the road was Mike Lowry. He thought that was so funny.
Oh, that's Lowry.
Yeah. So we had I literally, he and I probably talked about a good hour. So yeah,
that's cool as shit. All right, now my last question: When's he coming on the show? Because I feel like we need to have Michael Bay on the podcast now.
Oh, well, now that me and him, we can ask. I'm definitely going to ask.
I don't know if he's going to do it, but we should ask.
Yeah, we should ask.
Right.
I think right now he doesn't have anything.
I don't know if what he's got working. I'm sure he's probably got something.
No, he doesn't have anything up right now, so I think we could do that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you had a way fucking cooler story than any of us. You went to Michael Bay's house. Shit.
Michael Bay.
That's cool as hell. So we did the same thing. We hung out at the house, and I played Super Bowl squares and won like $600. Did my Super Bowl.
That's the one thing I wish we
we played that too.
Yeah.
I think I won.
I got lucky.
200.
Yeah. I won all three payouts in the first quarter, and I won the final. So we got lucky. We got good squares. Let me just bring this one up too. A couple quick stories around the Super Bowl, and then we'll do big shot of the week, and then we're gonna play Shootout. Cardi B and Stephen Diggs apparently broke up in the middle of the Super Bowl. Did you hear that?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Womp womp womp.
Oh no, it's just funny though.
Yeah.
She reportedly left. She spent about $1.2 million on a Super Bowl after party that she didn't show up to, and neither did Stephen. Apparently, he had one of his other baby mamas or something who had front row tickets, and there's allegations that they were spending time together after the Super Bowl and stuff. So, yeah, it looks like and then they unfollowed each other on Instagram, which is always the big indicator that the relationship's over. So, just broke up in the middle of the Super Bowl. That's a shitty breakup.
That's funny.
That's a shitty breakup. And he broke up during the Super Bowl. And then Sam Darnold, who we talked about, is going to lose almost $250,000 for winning the Super Bowl due to your fucking California taxes. As part of the winning the Super Bowl, every player on the team got a $178,000 bonus. It's classified as regular income, which means that federal tax paid on it means they take home between $89,000 and $109,000 or so. The problem is Sam Darnold is a California resident, which means he is set to pay a staggering $249,000 in income tax, an astonishing $71,000 net loss for helping Seattle win the Super Bowl.
California taxes, boy.
California. It cost him $80,000.
Knows how to tax you.
Oh yeah, they do. Oh, sing it.
California knows how to tax you.
Yeah. Gavin Newsom. Sorry. Yeah. Dude, that's going to lose $71,000 for winning the Super Bowl. That's crazy. All right, let's do Big Shot of the Week, and we'll play Shootout. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to Austin Appleby. He's a 13-year-old Australian boy. Here's why Austin gets Big Shot of the Week. Him, his mother Joanne, his brother Bo, who is 12, and his sister Grace, who is 8, were visiting Perth, Australia. They were using rented kayaks and paddle boards when strong winds and rough seas dragged them further from the shore than they anticipated, and then they were starting to drift out to sea. So Austin initially tried to paddle back to help, but his inflatable kayak was taking on water, so what did he do? This 13-year-old took off his life vest and proceeded to swim 2.5 miles to the shore to get help, to save his mom and his little brother and his little sister. A search helicopter found them later, where they had drifted about 8:30 p.m. They had drifted about 10 hours. 9 miles from the shore and spent 10 hours on the open seas before the rescue helicopter found them. But he made the decision to get back to shore before they got too far away, and they were already a good 2 miles offshore.
That's wild.
This dude took off his life vest. A 13-year-old kid swam for almost 4 hours to get back to the shore. Finally got back to the shore, managed to get help, and managed to save his family. So
he gets more than this Big Shot of the Week. Big Shot of the year, month, century.
Oh, my God, dude.
Because I don't think people understand how hard that is to swim in the ocean. You got waves hitting you, and then he's 13. He don't know what's under him, so it's a scare factor in the two. That's incredible, man.
Dude, unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And it saved his family's life.
Yeah.
And they were 10 miles offshore. 10 miles offshore.
Damn.
In paddle boats and rented kayaks. But it also goes to show you why the hell I don't take no paddle boats and rented kayaks out on ocean water. Like, if I'm going to do any of that stuff, you do it in the lake. You know why? There's land on every side. And even the lake, I'm not thrilled about. And even the lake, I ain't thrilled about. Yeah, especially not Lake Lanier up here in Georgia. It takes too many people every year, man. The lake's scary. All right, well, we're going to play the return of a game we haven't played in a very long time. This game's called Shootout. And I will remind you, gentlemen, how this works. I have a topic for you. It is just simply your job to go back and forth providing answers until one of you can no longer do so. So, for instance, we are in the thick of the Winter Olympics. It takes me back to simpler times when the men's basketball team was out there trying to win a gold medal just 2 years ago. So the shootout is, and we'll start with you, Rob, including 12 players and 4 coaches. I need the names of the guys who played for the 2024 men's basketball dream team, starting with Robert Horry.
Halliburton.
Halliburton was indeed on there. Where's my little correct? There you go. Harper.
Tatum.
Tatum was on there.
Bam.
Bam was on there.
LeBron.
LeBron was, of course, on there.
Curry.
The Golden Dagger.
Durant.
Very good.
White.
Derek White. Good pull.
Ant-Man.
Very good.
Somebody who shouldn't have been on there.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Embiid.
I'm like, you got to say his name, man. What the hell are you talking about? Somebody who should have been on there applies to a whole lot of fucking people. All right. Embiid. Let's see how many you got left here. Yeah, there's like 3 players left, I think. No, there's 2 players left. I'll give you coaching staff, too.
Oh, what's his name? What's Miami's head coach? I forget this man's name.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
I'm going to buzz you out in a second.
Hold on. Buzz me out.
Oh, man.
Spoelstra.
Spoelstra. Yeah, Spoelstra. It's right,
Spoelstra,
right
Curry,
there.
AD. Did we name AD?
No one said AD.
I didn't.
AD.
Devin Booker.
Devin Booker.
Drew Holiday.
Ah.
And then, of course, head coach Steve Kerr.
Kerr, yeah.
And Ty Lue, also part of that.
I don't know why I couldn't say Spoelstra.
Come on.
I don't know.
Spoelstra got you. All right, point for Robert Horry. All right, Harp, you get to start this one. There's obviously a lot of drug testing surrounding the Olympics. That happens. People get drug tested constantly. Thankfully, in the NBA, it's not that much of a problem these days because a lot of U.S. states have legalized recreational marijuana. Mm-hmm. So the shootout is the 24 states that have legalized recreational marijuana. Brandon Harper, you're up first.
California.
That is on the list.
Florida?
That went really quick because Florida has not legalized.
Wait, once you took Cali from us,
no, man, Colorado was the first state to ever do it. In like
I know it's not Texas.
I think Nevada's on the list.
Nevada is on the list. I'll do the run through real quick.
Yeah.
Alaska, Arizona, Colorado, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, Virginia, and Washington.
You know what that says?
That is a huge
If you
list.
are below the Mason-Dixon line.
Oh, you ain't got no hope. No, yeah. No, you ain't got no hope.
Nope.
Below that Mason-Dixon line.
Texas to Carolina?
No. Us in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia? No, not anytime soon.
The Bible Belt?
No, we're still buying it from guys on the corner out here. All right, Robert Horry. Robert Horry. Congratulations again to the Seattle Seahawks, who won their second Super Bowl title, something some teams haven't even gotten one of. Mm-hmm. So the shootout is the 12 teams in the NFL that have never won a Super Bowl.
Texans.
Very good.
Browns.
There you go.
Jaguars.
Falcons.
Oh, shit. Panthers?
Lions.
Good.
Cardinals?
The Arizona Cardinals. Good job.
Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings. Good job.
Damn.
Just a few left.
I'm trying to go down the list.
I think we got 3 left.
Chargers?
The LA Chargers. Good job. Harper?
Did he say the Titans?
He did not.
Titans
are on the list.
Damn it.
There's 2 left. Rob. His brain's shutting down. Or his internet's frozen, or both.
No, I was my brain shut down.
Oh, okay. I'm buzzing you out. Now
buzz me out.
The 2 you missed, the Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yep.
Those are the 2 that have never won a Super Bowl. Now,
I thought Thurman won it, but they just kept going.
They went of like 4 and lost all 4.
For a bonus here. We'll go back and forth real quick on the bonus question. Arizona Cardinals, Atlanta Falcons, Buffalo Bills, Panthers, Bengals, Browns, Lions, Texans, Jaguars, Chargers, Vikings, Titans. Of those teams, which 4 have never even made it to a Super Bowl?
Lions.
The Lions have never made it to a Super Bowl. The Texans have never made it to a Super Bowl. Harper?
Now I forgot the teams that you named.
Cardinals, Falcons, Bills, Panthers, Bengals, Browns, Lions, Texans, Jaguars, Chargers, Vikings,
Browns.
Titans. The Browns. Rob, can you pull the last one that's never been to a Super Bowl?
Jaguars?
The Jacksonville Jaguars. Good job. Yeah, you got all 4. Good job, guys.
Yeah, because of the expansion teams. That's what
Yeah. So of the 12, 8 have been in a Super Bowl, just couldn't get the job done. All right, last question in the shootout. We have talked a lot about the Thunder, and justly so. If they have a shot to get back to the finals, the reigning finals MVP, it might be on his shoulders, even though he's a little banged up right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's the shootout question. We're going to start with B-Dog Brandon Harper. All time, from the start of when they gave out the award, and I think 1968 was the first year they gave it out, to this previous year, NBA Finals MVPs. Anybody who's ever won an NBA Finals MVP.
Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar won 2.
Iggy
Iggy won that one. You're absolutely right.
Jordan.
Jordan won 6.
Yeah.
That's not anything to slouch at.
Dream.
Dream won 2.
Kobe.
Kobe won 2.
Shaq.
Shaq won 3.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown did win it last year. You're all right.
Tony Parker.
Tony Parker did win
Cleveland
it.
Series.
You're right. It was you were on that team. You should look at. I'm looking at my list. I'm like, wait a minute.
Did we say LeBron?
We did not say
I was
LeBron.
gonna say,
He's
well,
won.
wait a minute.
LeBron's won 4.
Oh, yeah.
Dwayne Wade then. You gonna hit LeBron? Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade did win 1.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's only won 1.
Well, that was the gripe about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan has won 2. No, I'm sorry, 3. Tim Duncan's won 3. Now we're starting to get into the
Magic.
Magic has won 3.
James Worthy.
James Worthy absolutely won 1.
Giannis.
Giannis won 1. Good job.
The fake Mr. Big Shot.
Chauncey Billups
Dang.
did win 1. You're absolutely right.
Dang, my boy took it down to the
That's
nickname, and that
personal.
man and he got handcuffs
Going
on.
down with shots. Gonna hit a man while he's cuffed. Yeah.
Did Oscar Robinson win 1? No.
No, he did not.
did
Oscar
not.
Robinson did not win 1.
No.
Rob, for the big fat W, can you come up with one more?
Zeke. Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas did
yeah.
indeed win 1. Yes, correct.
I don't know why I didn't think of the bad.
No one mentioned Jokic.
Yeah.
Kawhi won 2.
Dang.
Dirk Nowitzki, Paul Pierce. Larry Bird won 2.
Yeah.
Moses Malone, fo.
Yeah.
John Havlicek. Willis Reed won a couple. Will Chamberlain won 1. Jerry West won the first one.
Yeah.
Joe Dumars won 1. So, yeah, there's a bunch of guys on that list. But,
Joe was my
good
next
job.
one.
Joe was your next one? Mm-hmm. Joe Dumars. Yeah, you go. So, it's a... Like, there's a couple people on here I didn't know if anyone was going to remember Iguodala, but you got Iguodala pretty quick, man. That was pretty good.
Yeah, because that was the one that was funny. That's the first time Steph was like this. What the fuck? What the, did you just say Iguodala? It was so funny to me.
Okay,
You should have seen Steph's face. Like, what the fuck is going on here?